Good morning, 819S. It's a beautiful day. I think it's 20 degrees right now. It's supposed to get up to 24. It's sunny, little light clouds in the sky, but so beautiful. Such a good day for a ride. Wish I didn't have to go to work. I guess that's most days though. Not that I dislike my job, but you know, I'd rather be motorcycling. I'd rather be exploring the world. I'd rather be out there having fun. So yesterday was my day off. A friend of mine had given me a ticket, or 2 tickets, to Orange Fitness. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. Orange Fitness is basically a gym that has sessions with a trainer. It's a group, so there's I don't even know how many people are in the group, to be honest. But if I had to guess, I'd say there was probably 20 people yesterday. And yeah, there's sort of 2 types of exercises you do. One was like a treadmill and rowing machine, and then the other one was like weightlifting and stretching and lunges and stuff like that. Basically, one was doing the treadmill and stuff first, then they switched, and then the other group switched with you know, when it was first, like a just go to the gym and do my exercise by myself, and I was like, well, don't go into it with a negative attitude. You have, as far as I know, you've never done exercise with a personal trainer before, so I think, you know, stick with it for a little while and see how it goes. So I think at first my wife was a little confused. She understood the instructions because obviously it was in Japanese, but still some confusing. I got a little confused. Like the rowing machine and the treadmill, they do like a minute to a minute and a half of like regular exercise. I think they called it base, and then a minute and a half. It depends on the day and the session, but of push, and then push is like giving it a little bit more effort, or I would say maybe a lot more effort, and then there seems to be 1 or 2 times where they call the word all out, and then all out should be just to give it as much effort as you possibly can. Yeah, I got a little confused with it with the rower, but I think I basically got the hang of it. With the I did an exercise bike instead of a treadmill. I don't know what it is, but treadmills always make my knees hurt. My wife also has a similar problem. We're both kind of old, so or she kept it at like a more reasonable pace. I did an exercise bike instead. Cycling is something I've done for most of my life, bicycle riding, so that wasn't a big deal for me. But it was hard to follow what the trainer wanted you to do. So if I were just riding on the roads, or if I were at Anytime Fitness or a place where I was doing exercise with no trainer, I probably would keep a similar, fairly mild pace through most of my exercise routine. And here it was like kind of calm down, push, calm down, go, calm down, push, calm down, go. It was good to have somebody hold you hold you responsible for putting in the work that you're supposed to. Yeah, I think having someone pushing you a little bit is definitely good. The exercise bike I had a timer on it, so he'd call out like, we're gonna do 1 minute 15 seconds of push, 3, 2, 1, go, and I would kind of check the clock on the bike, and maybe before the time ran out, I was running out of steam, I was running out of energy. And again, if it were Anytime Fitness or somewhere else, I probably would have just slowed down and said, you know, okay, I did what I could. But with the trainer there, he's not forcing you to do it, so don't get me wrong. But I feel like, yeah, I should do it because that's what the course is kind of recommending or requiring. And yeah, keeps my motivation level higher to push a little bit harder. They also have a sensor that you wear on your wrist. And the sensors are interesting. They track your heart rate and then calories burned, and I don't think I understand the number exactly, but there's a percentage that's shown. That's cool. The Arrival bus. There's a percentage that's shown, and the percentage, you want to get the percentage up as high as possible, and I believe that's kind of effort, heart rate, and stuff like that. So you should be pushing as hard as you can, especially when you're in the push or all out time. You gotta be working as hard as you can in order to keep your percentage up. The other interesting thing is you can see a scoreboard, more or less. There's a display that shows all the people in your session's names, their first name, their family initial, and then, I don't know why, but I guess maybe some people have the same first name and initial, so the last one is your day of your birthday. Not the month, not the year, but the day. So, mine was listed there, Steve W. 13. And then I could see my wife's there, and I could see all the other members there. I thought that was kind of interesting, because you can see how hard or how not so hard everyone else is working. And for me to be able to compare my heart rate or something like that to other people was interesting. Is this lady crossing the road or no? I guess she is. You don't see red Hiaces very often. It's pretty cool. With the reflection of a red car behind it too. Yeah, I think gyms are interesting in Japan. I'd say obviously there are hundreds or thousands of different possibilities depending on where you live. Anytime Fitness is like the US. It's a kind of global chain? I guess global chain is the right way to describe it. It's a nationwide chain here in Japan too. So if you get an Anytime Fitness membership, you can use any of the gyms across the country. And my understanding is you can use any of the gyms around the world. There's also a popular one these days called ChocoZap. Choco means chocolate, and zap is to attack. So the meaning of the name is like you know, like zapping something with a laser, like attacking the chocolate. Choco Zap is unique. It's also like Anytime Fitness, where they have a nationwide locations, and I think Choco Zap is the more affordable one. I've never actually went there. They have a lot of machines and it's self-guided. They also have like laundry machine, and I think some of them have karaoke, and some of them have like a few other unique amenities. And like I said, it's the most affordable of all of them. Anytime Fitness is a little more expensive. 24 hours. I think Choco Zap 2 is 24 hours. And then they have a wider variety of machines. And as far as I know, or I should say actually from my experience, the machines vary from location to location. So if you go to one location, they might have what was an example? Oh jeez, I can't even think of one right now. But yeah, at location A they have 10 different machines. At location B they have 15. At location C they have 10, but they're different from the first 10. So there's some standards. There's like a Smith machine or a bench press or excuse me, Smith machine or bench press or treadmills and ellipticals and exercise bikes and stuff. But yeah, the other machines vary. And then you have other like local gyms. There's like Mega Loss, Konami Sports, Renaissance, places like that. Again, from my experience, they seem to be a little bit more on the expensive side. They do have, maybe they have nicer facilities. Renaissance, especially when I tried to go there, they had a swimming pool and tennis courts and stuff like that, so it made it a lot nicer, but the price was way out of my budget. And we're looking at Orange Theory Fitness now because a friend introduced it. Honestly, after the first day, we both love it. We absolutely love it. I think it's something my wife and I can do once a week for sure. I probably could do it 3 times a week if I can fit it into my schedule. And I think it would help me burn a lot of stomach fat. I'm trying to slim down a little if I can. But I think like Renaissance and Konami and the other places I went to, the price seems to be the limiting factor. I have a feeling we might not sign up because it's going to be out of our budget. And if the project that I'm working on right now is successful, it's something we definitely want to join in the future. So far, maybe today we're going to go again. We have a reservation again. Basically my lunch break at work, I'm gonna take the time off to go get some exercise in, and then tomorrow and the day after that there's absolutely no way to take any time off. Friday we kind of want to, but we have a busy schedule booked already. Watch the mirrors. Playing with your phone. Imagine that. Japanese drivers playing with their phones. It's way more common than it should be. It's way more common than it should be. I sometimes get that delivery drivers or Uber Eats people, they need their map in front of them. But man, put your phone down. Put your phone down. Photo. I don't post comments on people's photos too much, but came across a photo of like an abandoned RX-7, like a special edition, that's sitting in front of a shop. Had a cover on it, but it had been abandoned or left for so long that even the car cover was kind of tattered and torn. And I left a comment. I can't quote verbatim, but it was basically like, every time I go somewhere new in Japan, I just see this kind of rot, and it kind of breaks my heart. And the original poster of the image said, yeah, it's sad, but it's beautiful at the same time. And I almost wrote a reply back saying a special or unique car or motorcycle or something like that sitting on the side of the road. I see like there's a place not near my house, but there's a place down the road from my house that has a Honda Super Cub, like an older one, just sitting there, 2 flat tires, not covered, kind of decaying. And I just think with a little TLC it could get up and running again. With a little TLC, you can get it up and running again. With probably a lot more effort, you can repaint it or get it in kind of beautiful working condition again. But yeah, there's just a lot of things that are sitting there on the side of the road. And I guess part of what I ended up, part of the resolution that I came to in my head, I don't like when anything kind of goes to decay or goes to waste. I understand why it happens in a lot of cases. But I think humans have mined minerals and out of the earth. We spend countless hours advancing our technology and engineering and re-engineering and designing and creating. And then you just let it sit on the side of the road or in front of your shop and rust. We pulled all the steel out of the earth. We took the time to smelt it and to process it and turn it into sheets, stamp the sheets and weld them together and turn them into a vehicle, and then it just decays. I don't know. I feel like it's a waste. My initial thought was something like, you know, if you have just an ordinary car, like a Honda N1 or just, you know, I don't know why I chose N1. I think my buddy drives an N1. But if you have just like an ordinary family car, like I don't know, like this thing coming up the road right here. What is that? Nissan. It's not a Sakura, is it? But anyways, my point is, those, I guess they decay, right? People drive them, they use them for what they are, they trade them in, they get sold to other countries, they get used somewhere else, they get recycled. But when it comes to something like an RX-7, a GTR, some kind of cool, stylish, unique car, should be preserved a little bit longer. And there are definitely people who like, you know, your basic little nuggets, your daily use things, just like a K-van. They should be preserved. I don't know if we need to preserve as many of them as possible or all of them, but an RX-7 or Nissan Z or something like that, man, keep them on the road. But thought process also veered into using those kind of things, like sports cars particularly. You know, we design sports cars for the purpose of sports driving, which means, you know, a little higher speed, a little danger, maybe even racetrack use, which means the likelihood or possibility of accident, it goes up a little. So if you're, boy, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. If you're babying a sports car, you're not really treating it right. But if you're abusing it, you're not treating it right. But if you're driving it the right way and you wreck it, you've sort of wasted it. I don't know. I feel like it's a lose situation. I'm typically the kind of person who wants to use something to the most of its ability. So with my CRF, I think CRF 250L is not considered something special or unique. It's kind of a cheap price bike, heavy, a little underpowered, undersprung, weak suspension. It's like the K cars that I was talking about, you know. It's not something that you want to preserve and keep forever. You know, CBR 600s and 1000s, and I saw recently CBR 900, 999 I think it was. I think those bikes were my dream when I was young. Oh my god, I really wanted them. And VFRs or something like that. When I see people riding a VFR 400, it makes me want to shake their hand for keeping them in good running condition and keeping them beautiful. And there's always kind of a point, there's a peak. The thing is not cool. How would the peak go? Thing is cool because it's new, it becomes not cool. A certain amount of time passes and then the cool factor starts to rise again. Like a Honda Tact. I'm riding a 2024, I believe it's a 2024 model Tact. Not cool. Kind of cool because it's a bike that's available right now, but not really in the traditional sense of cool. If people said, hey, what kind of bike are you gonna get? Very few people are like, man, I'm dying to get one of those Tacts. But I hope you know what I'm saying. And then after you ride it for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, it's just kind of a bike. It's just a scooter that you're scooting around on. Then 15, 20 years goes by and it's kind of cool again. I saw a 25-year-old Tact a few weeks ago, or no, last month. And it was two-stroke, which made it even cooler in my book. The guy had lowered it, which made it cooler in my book. And it was just so cool to see him ride that thing. There are a few older models of Tact that I really like when I was looking at not the history, but the kind of, the history of Tact. I like to see old scooters on the road. And I think there are things that are unique, like the Honda Elite, which had the pop-up light. Ah, man, that's cool. I think at the time it was maybe a little gimmicky, and nowadays, if you have one, it's kind of amazing. So yeah, there's a fine line between what you need to do with, not even should, with how to treat vehicles. My opinion, if you don't have the resources to take care of it, I think selling it is not a bad option, especially if you can sell it to somebody who does have the resources to take care of it. Yeah, getting back to that topic real quick too. I also think that Japan overvalues some things and undervalues others. I'm sure that's true in most cases, but if you have an old RX-7, it should be worth something. If you let it run day, it should be worth less. But I think a lot of people try to sell it for what they think it's worth in condition, even if it's not pristine condition. There is could be worth that if you put the money into it. And I think the flaw in their logic is you have to put the money into it in order to get it to the condition where it's worth it. So if you're the one who let it decay, you're also the one who should take the loss on the exchange. And there are people who are happy to sit on stuff too, which also kind of breaks my heart. I believe there's a shop in maybe Gifu? I don't know, maybe Gifu. I have a bunch of pins on the map to different places, but that place has, it's basically a building filled with old cars and specialty cars. I think it's like Lotuses, there's some Alfa Romeo, there's a bunch of really unique special cars in there. And then people had approached the current owner of the property and said, hey, I really want to buy this car and that car and that car, and the guy's not interested in selling them at all, but he also doesn't do anything with them, so they're just decaying. Bus is letting me go, but there's a dude in the crosswalk. What are you doing, man? You're killing me. You should know that. You're a bus driver. Yeah. That sort of thing shows up time and time again. Even if you can, sometimes you can't even find who the owner is, but even if you can find the owner, you're like, hey, I'm willing to buy this from you. What do you say? And a lot of people will sell. This is their prerogative. Man, when a nugget like some of the things I'm talking about could go to a good owner and someone who could restore and rebuild it, and you just prefer to let it sit there and rot, it's truly heartbreaking. And the original post, how it's also beautiful, I don't know. I don't see the beauty. Alright, I'm almost at work. I was so worried that dude was about to go under this bridge. He would not fit. Alright, I'm almost at work. For everyone who watched, thank you so much for watching. It's a beautiful day. If you're in Tokyo or you're in Japan, get out there and ride if you can. Enjoy the weather while it's here. I'll see you guys next time. Ride safe.